They just have so many challenges to go through.
When we were coming up, you just did what your parents said and you stayed out of trouble. But now the trouble's waiting for you on every single corner.
I'm going to be honest, there are some of these students that don't make themselves very lovable. They make it hard to teach some days.
And they act out, but I can tell deep down that they're really itching. They're really in great need for love.
And the only way we're going to reach our kids at this point in our society is to transform our schools with God's love and truth.
The Daniel Weekend concept began by the marrying together of tent makers and Christian educators in trying to equip, encourage, and empower our teachers who just feel so beat down in the classroom.
In Daniel Weekends, teachers work in a think tank environment, and they search out how to transform their classrooms and their schools by living out God's love and truth to their students, but also to their colleagues. Like the prophet Daniel, our teachers have to learn how to thrive in their faith in a secular environment, becoming a modern-day Daniel. The teachers discover a new spiritual vitality for their classroom. Many enter that weekend burned out, ready to quit in some cases from the tough demands of today in education. But they leave the weekend not only refreshed, but they return with a renewed vision for themselves as a mission-driven teacher, ready to teach with God's love and truth, legally and boldly. And they are empowered to be the best teachers in their school.
Daniel Weekends are an intimate setting of 25 public school educators. This isn't the typical type of program where people just decide to go. They're nominated, then they apply, and lastly, 25 are selected. So it's a privilege to be there. Finally, they're able to attend because organizations and people who care about our teachers and youth funded the weekend so they could go. These sponsors understand that equipped teachers are the key to educating and transforming our youth with God's love and truth.
I would describe it as intentional and purposeful.
Reviving, refreshing, restoring my soul, just a renewal of my call.
But what was accomplished in the 2 days was more than I think any other organization or any other group of believers could have done in weeks of time.
Wow, this has been the most phenomenal thing I can remember in the longest time.
By the time those teachers leave that weekend, they're first of all informed. And they're empowered by truth because they now know what is legal and what they can do.
Daniel Weekends are a great gift to the teachers. When the teachers understand that others cared for them enough to make this gift possible, well, that's a far cry from angry parents showing up at their door because they have a Bible on their desk. They are so appreciative that people care that much for them.
In the short time that I've been here, I did not imagine before I came that I would be stretched and challenged the way that I have been in such a short amount of time.
I would just say you can't afford not to go to the Daniel Weekend.
I'll just tell them it's a life-changing event. You will leave completely different from when you came.
Daniel Weekends allow the Holy Spirit to empower these mission-driven teachers.
So you just have to go. You just have to go.